What's up YouTube, I'm Bon here and welcome to another vlog. It's been a long time I did a vlog and there's been so many things on my mind I decided to share with you guys. These are things that I felt like I should share to you guys and especially to the beginner photographers for them to be aware. Because most of the times when we start, we don't have anybody that really would advise us on a whole lot of things. So these are my advice to photographers that just started and don't know how to go about it or where to go or what to do. The first thing that comes to my mind is start with what you have. You need to start with what is in your hands, whether it's a phone or a point and shoot camera. Because what we mostly do is that when we start out, we see other photographers using a particular gear or type of lighting and we quickly want to get it when we haven't gotten to that level to start using those things. When we haven't even exhausted what we have in our hand before getting that particular thing. When I started photography, I used what was in my hands, like whichever I had my hands on, I used it, exhausted it, and then move on to the next thing. So I started with a point and shoot and I used it to the best of my ability. From that, I was able to get myself my first DSLR, which was the Canon T3i, and I also used it for a long time before moving on to the next thing. So I believe in starting with what you have, working with it and understanding it, exhausting it before you move on to the next thing. Instead of buying everything, you don't need to buy a whole lot of things. Just get that basic thing that you have right now and then work with it to a level and understand it before you move to the next one. The next advice is that for now you should do a bit of everything, whether it's portrait, whether it's fashion, whether it's weddings, products. You should do everything. This is to help you find yourself, because in order to specialize, you need to do all of it, and then you as a creative person will decide on whether you love to shoot weddings more, or you love to do portraits more, or you love to do fashion more. But before this, you have to do everything. You have to shoot weddings, you have to shoot portraits, you have to do products, you have to do landscapes, and just to know how all of these photography genres are like. And then you decide based on your preference and what gives you joy, you decide on which type of photography that you have. Because when I started, it was the same with me. I did everything. I shot weddings, I did landscapes, but as time went on, I realized that I prefer to do portraits. Like I enjoy doing portraits and fashion more. And so I decided to focus all my attention on fashion and portrait. And this is not because I can't do weddings. I mean, if you call me for weddings, I can do it, but I love to do portraits and fashion. But if you call me for weddings, I can do it for you. So yeah, you need to learn a bit of everything and then you specialize. The next advice is that you should learn from the masters. By masters, I mean that you should find people who are already doing what you love and then follow their footsteps or follow their work or learn from them. And it's even like a plus if you're able to get a chance to assist like somebody who is already in the industry, who's already doing the things that you want to learn. Don't take it for granted if you're able to get a chance to assist a pro. This is the best place, or is the best opportunity for you to learn everything that you can. Because working with the pro, you know how they do their things, how they do their lighting, why they do all of the things that they do. So that's even why I like to share my behind the scenes, so that you get the chance to, and it's equal to you working or you assisting me on a shoot, so that you see how I do my lighting, how I direct the models on set and all of that. The other thing is that, you know, because of social media, it's easy to follow your mentors or follow the people who inspire you, so you can follow their work and learn from there. I tend to learn from a lot of people just by observing their works and you know, watching their behind the scenes videos. To date, I still watch behind the scenes of Annie Leibovitz, Joe Grimes, because that's the best place that I can see them at work and learn from them. So right from learning from the masters, the next thing is that be humble to learn. Be humble enough to accept that you don't know. Because what most beginners do is that, like, when they're able to understand one or two things, they feel like they know everything now. But the photography journey. It's a journey, and you are never done learning. There's always something new to learn. And so if you're not humble, most of the times, if you don't humble yourself, you will never learn a lot of things. One thing that I always love to say is that you don't know what you're supposed to know that you don't know. You know? You don't know what you don't know. And if you're not humble, you won't know. Because maybe you meet somebody and the person knows just one thing that thing might change your photography. But because you're not humble enough, you feel like you know everything, you won't be able to learn. And so humility is really important. Not just when you're just beginning photography, like forever and ever, you should be humble enough, no matter the level you get to or the position you get to, should be humble enough, because you just might never know what you don't know. The last thing I want to advise like beginners is that you need to be really disciplined. You need to be obsessed with your craft and be disciplined and be motivated enough to, just pick up your camera and step outside and go and shoot. Because it always gets to a point where there's nobody motivating you, there's no inspiration. As I said, the learning never stops, and if you're lazy, you can't really move forward with your photography career. Because having a disciplined attitude is what is going to make you be a great photographer. You don't give excuses, I don't have this gear, I don't have this type of lighting, and so I can't shoot. No, use what you have, as I said from the beginning. Be disciplined enough to use what you have to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Because most of the time, it's not because you don't have a particular gear, it's because you're not disciplined enough to use what you have in your hands and know what it can do for you. Because sometimes it can even do more for you, but you're lazy, and you feel like if you buy more gear, your photography will be better. Anyway, so this has been my advice to you guys. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.